Good morning. Welcome to Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. Um, they playing the T-Force and Friends mod. Um, I will be playing the campaign because that's all the mod is made about. It's not an uprising mod. It's not a major rework, but I will be getting to that later. Um, I won't be talking all that much about the game itself, because the game is extremely niche. This channel is basically not a thing at this point, so everyone who gets here is probably here because they view a lot about this game anyway. If not, you're welcome here too.
Over here.
Hopefully you like what you see.
Anyone there? Are we
Um,
the only ones left?
First mission is still part of the tutorial. Um, the mod has not changed this part of the game. However, skipping the tutorial also doesn't work for the mod. So right now, this is just me clicking through a tutorial in the background while I'm lambasting on uh, to fill the time.
Know where we are.
Now, what are you doing? Shoot it. Now, yes, I made the mod, so forgive me if I
Hear
get a
that,
little
people?
bit
We're under
ranting
cop
about
command.
it. That it is a personal project for me. Um, how did it came to it? What is the basic idea? Everyone who played the campaign at least once
They're coming.
probably
We should
knows
get
the
our
feeling
infantry
of,
into the
oh
cover
god,
of that
I
building.
can't lose units, I can't replace them, and the game tells me to cherish every life because all units are precious. So you take the units you're given, you fight tooth and nail to keep them
Are
alive,
you
you
him?
save
The
scum
cop?
constantly to avoid having to lose units, and at the end of the day you sell most of those units because you actually receive a lot of them, and you can't actually afford to keep them all. The game gives you over 100 units for free or as mission rewards.
What are you
There
doing here? Can't you
really
get this?
isn't a unit scarcity. So I was looking at that and thought to myself, alright, it's neat, but also does mean that since most of the units you get are just generic movement units, it does feel a little bit lacking. Units aren't really unique. Units are interchangeable. There's a shop where you can buy more copies of your favorite little unit. Um, so
Armored support. You guys get lost on the way to
I
site.
thought to
Clear now,
myself,
wise ass. All
that
right.
can be done
Power
better,
up the ground
right?
power. Start hitting the
There are a
signal
few
flares. Battle's over,
distinctive
soldier.
sub-factions in the
If
game.
you out
There
here,
are
just see you get killed for nothing.
ways to
Back then,
make
we're just
units a
gonna come
little bit
run
more
like cows.
unique by shifting
I never
around
said that.
equipment.
War's about people.
Um,
The machines want us all dead.
so I
We
pretty
keep
much
them
just did
alive,
that.
keep them safe from the
Um,
machines, and that's how we're gonna win
I
this
will get
assignment.
more into that
We're not
later
retreating
when we
yet.
are looking
Not
at
before we can bring more people
T-Force
down.
in the next mission,
Come in. Let's do this.
because
Keep
T-Force
looking for
is the
civilian
first
survivors.
real unit we really see, and there has been a
Engineers have
little
smoke
bit
grenades.
more
We
thought
can use
put
them to
into
lay
it
down
than
smoke cover
just,
and
oh,
blind
this would be
incoming
cool.
enemy fire.
Um, I alluded in the beginning that this isn't a major overhaul. It really isn't, and it's not trying to.
Survivors found.
There are no new
Evidence being
vehicles,
collected.
there are no new models, no new
We got
guns.
civilian survivors.
Stats
Send
for
them to the safe
vehicles have
ports.
not
Keep
been
searching
moved
for others.
around. Um, Basically, everything you know from the vanilla game still
Delta 7,
applies
Cody, can you hear me?
just as
Lost
well to
contact with
this.
command, but can provide support to anyone out there. Good to hear from you, Delta
The
3.
weapons are the
I need you to
same,
hold back the machine's
but
advance while
it
we
might be
evacuate the
different
facility.
who wields those weapons. Um, the two really big changes are one, there are no infantry units and shops, they don't exist, there's still some vehicles and shops. Eventually they will
First
be
survivors,
changed
get
too.
them to safety before the machines
Um,
get here.
and
More survivors.
then
They're on their way to the rally
driving.
point.
Squads that are capable of driving are much more rare in this mod,
Machines!
because
Hold them
most
back while we
squads
get these people
don't
out of
need to
here.
be able to drive. It's one of the not really issues of the vanilla game, but it's kind of pervasive. Just how many units can drive that
Too many of them.
you
We can't
don't
hold them
really
back.
have a
We
need
got the
to keep
civilians.
using the driver units, and I figured if I'm trying to make units more
This
unique,
is a military frequency. Identify
limiting the
yourself.
ability to drive
Stevens,
is a
Atlanta
good way to
PD.
achieve that.
Temporary command of some of your leaderless units. I'm pulling them out of here once we get all the
And
civilians
I'm
to
hoping
safety.
we're wrapping this
Understood,
mission up
Stevens. We'll cover
soon,
your
so
withdrawal,
we can
but don't
get
hang
into
around,
something
son.
more
The
interesting.
machines are coming.
I will not be attempting to try hard this run. However, I will be playing well, somewhat decently. Um, there might be some cheesy things. There might be some things that where some people might believe, oh, this is not how it's intended. Yeah, probably. But at the same time, I'm not going to try and show off ways of breaking the game. And now that we're in the National Forest, let's have a look at this first unit here. This is T-Force's Fireteam A. Immediately implies there's a Fireteam B, and we will see that one too. This squad has a mix of rifles, grenades, shotguns, and RPGs. They don't carry those RPGs to destroy vehicles. They carry them primarily to assault buildings. This is a dedicated assault unit. They are not
We got movement.
an RPG squad with firepower to take out heavy armor. No, they are very much more of an upgraded engineer unit combat wise.
Rangers reporting.
Other units, they're recon teams. Recon, for T-Force at the very least, those are just versatile, high stealth squads. Right now, they only have rifles and one sniper rifle, but they can get more upgrades and become a lot more versatile and deadly. And they are one of the few squads who can drive. We get our Humvee, not with a normal crew. Instead, this Humvee is being driven by Church and his command squad. Usually in the game, there is no Church unit on most missions, there's no Mason unit on most missions, even though basically all the dialogue implies that they're there. So, of course, they get a unit. However, I didn't want to add the same unit for Church that you get in the campaign missions, mostly because I think that would be too much firepower. Because he is quite the beefy squad in Tortuga and those other missions.
Now we wait.
So he is right now
You're up,
a
Lieutenant.
slightly more potent driver squad. which isn't the strongest, but also nothing to sneeze at, in my opinion.
Hostile spot infantry. Arm them.
Got a homunculi squad taking up a position near you. Hit them on their 6, sir. Got it.
Got a 6 on the enemy.
With experience, he does get access to a couple of interesting perks, but we'll be looking at that later. Because right now, what perks units have is a little bit redundant, because we will only be able to use them
Load up.
very much later anyway. I will be playing this mission rather conservatively, because I don't want to lose too much manpower, too much equipment, as a lot of the squads are very weapon dense. As a general rule, you will have less units in this mod, but the units themselves are probably going to be a lot more powerful.
Infantry reporting.
So there is a decent degree of balancing. There are no major changes to Legion. Well, no major changes sounds like a lot more than there is. There are no changes to Legion, there are no changes to the Cartel or the Marauders. Enemies are just what you know from the vanilla game, which is why I recommend playing on realistic difficulty. So it's not quite as simple and straightforward of a game.
Road ahead clear.
Sir, yes, sir.
Of course, things like this can happen. Enemy squads just ambushes you and you guys die. That happens.
Infantry squad ready. Get moving, squad.
So, where was I?
Sir, yes, sir.
Right, challenge. As I said, this mod is not all about giving you whole new and different challenges that the base game doesn't.
Get moving, squad.
It will give you the same challenges and give you a different set of tools to work with.
Lieutenant, we got signals showing a major Legion buildup in the area.
Definitely gonna be one of them days.
Might be more interesting or less, and what I'm already noticing is doing commentary while you're playing is hella distracting.
If we lose the team, we lose our anti-armor capability.
Yeah. Talking about that Fire Team B, as you can see, they have a machine gun, they have a grenade launcher, and they have the ATGM. You no longer get an ATGM squad here. Why? Well, mostly because I felt like ATGM squads are way too often a crutch for the player. They're extremely powerful, they are the most potent anti-tank weapon that you can actually have. And while I think they are nice to have, I also believe that they're a little bit too easy to access. Then they're also another driver unit, another of those very versatile units that can basically do a little bit of everything. Like, they can't fight infantry, that's something that this unit can do, but they can drive. You can put them anywhere, they're a three-man team, so they can be transported and everything. Just wanted to give you a very different unit to play with. The striker we're going to see soon is the main reason why those are two 5-man units.
On our way.
The well, what do we know of T-Force? We know it's a recon patrol, we know it has a Humvee and a striker, it has an infantry component, it has an anti-tank component, it has a commanding NCO, it has a commanding officer, and that's pretty much it. So what I did is, how would a squad that's in a striker normally organize themselves? Um, Due to the game telling me a striker has 10 men, I went with, alright, founders probably have 10 dismounts in a striker.
Up to my wrists in a
Makes
patient's
sense to
chest
have
cavity.
those
But
form
let me take
an
time out
assault
to agree with
element
you on
and
that.
a base of fire element. The assault element is the fire team A. They bring fragmentation weapons against buildings, they bring shotguns against, again, buildings, and like all infantry, they bring rifles. The base of fire element uses the squad's grenade launcher, it brings the machine gun, and it also operates the anti-tank capability. And that's something I would consider a sensible arrangement. Of course, it might also further split up into teams. However, since the game doesn't allow any dynamic splitting of squads during missions, or outside of missions, just in general, I decided to go with two 5-man squads, because those are big enough to have a decent amount of resilience in game terms, while also being small enough to still be wieldy. You know those 2-man squads that lose men and weapons way too quickly? I wanted to avoid them being more of those. Together with our striker, Mason has arrived. Mason's squad is basically the same you have in other missions of the campaign. With, yeah, he's talking about rangers. You don't have rangers here because his squad isn't a ranger squad. Doesn't matter. Mason is just a little bit schizophrenic right now.
How's it going, Doc? Not good. I need to get these patients to a real operating theater. You got one? Back at Hayes.
And he's already lost a guy. Great.
We're outnumbered by incoming enemy reinforcements. We need to abandon this position now.
Bad call, Sergeant. What about these injured civilians?
We stay here, we all go down. We pull back, our core fighting strength will survive.
It's in some. This mission is in some ways a little bit harder, in my opinion, than in vanilla, but such is life. Mostly don't want to waste missiles on those vehicles, because platforms aren't exactly that dangerous, but spiders are. Spiders are easily capable of ruining your day and your life, and I don't exactly have any other high-range anti-tank weapons at this point. And there we have what I want to achieve. I want to
Incoming suicide bomb drones.
get players to prioritize some different things about how they can approach combat. Like, I got myself into kind of a corner right now. I'm not doing all that well, so I'm using a missile there.
Back to Haven with us.
Hope you know what you're doing, sir. Wireheads can track us back to Haven.
Doc's got the worst of the wounded loaded into the Humvee. These people need immediate evac. Incoming hostiles. Multiple units.
Guess they ain't happy about what we did to their convoy.
All right. Form up, Founders. We need to find time for the dump to get these people to safety. We didn't rescue them just for Legion to take them back again.
So much for a quiet recon patrol. You good with this, Lance?
Let's get these people out of here. Can compare notes on the new lieutenant later.
Roger that.
Now grab yourself new fresh ammunition. And there we have the spider. That's what I wanted to avoid. Yes, it's shooting at Laszlo. Laszlo's unit has the immortal HP, so it's basically impossible to kill. But that basically just means he has about 10,000 health points. He can actually die. Usually the mission time's out before he dies, but it's absolutely possible to get him killed. Which is easily one of the funnier things, funnier ways to lose this mission. I could have used those guys in actual combat. But didn't lose a squad yet, which would really suck because those T-Force squads, you don't really get replacements for those. And I'm not going to reload for anyone other than hero units. So yeah, rules regarding I give myself regarding reloading. If something happens that is just utter bullshit, which I hope doesn't happen at all, or if I lose a hero in a way that is just not something I feel responsible for. Like one sniper deciding to shoot 3 shots in total and kill off all 3 of Church's squad members that I might consider to be annoying as bullshit, but generally speaking I will not reload, because I do think that there are enough units, and if I lose, for example, these fire teams, that's on me and I will have to deal with that. Even though it will be extremely painful, because they do represent some of the most potent units I can get in the entire campaign. Still, about to wrap this one up, and I hope anyone actually sees this, and if you see it, you like it. Of course, I will put a link to the mod in the description if you are interested, and yeah, that's for this first attempt at making a video. See you around!